welcome back to the show, folks. You got the American Adversaries here live until 7 o'clock. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow night at 5, and then, of course, you can catch us every Sunday night from 5 to 8. And please come out and join us on Monday for our party over at Cafe Positano.
I'm excited about this party.
I am, too.
I think I ran into a fellow, and you're going to like this. He listens to the show. He came over here from Macedonia. How about this?
Is that right?
And this was back, I think it was 1970. He came here with $60. He got married, raised 2 children. One is a PhD. The other is a doctor. And you know how much money he took from in any form of welfare or any form of government subsidy or payment?
Let me guess, 0.
Jeez, you're right. I'm going to get you some Roxy Pacific. He's coming over, and we'll put him on.
He's going to be there Monday?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah,
and because he listens to the show, and he's a big fan of it, and he's a big fan of, I think, what we talk about. I call it Americanism. In other words, the right thing to do for everybody is let everybody work on their problems, educate themselves, stop relying on Big Brother, because Big Brother is just going to neutralize your effort because you end up doing nothing. And what I really love is legalizing pot. I think that's just a wonderful idea to virtually wipe out your... I mean, it looks like it's a pretty proven fact that there's about an 8% loss of IQ, that is picked up on the younger ones. That's over time. Look what it did to Obama. Yeah. And he's a perfect example.
Indeed he is.
He has trouble figuring which end of the golf club to use. So. Indeed
he is. All right. Well, we don't have enough time to take up the prohibition argument because when it comes to prohibition, I'm not a fan of prohibition because of the criminal element that it creates in that. But you're absolutely right about the IQ thing. Studies are showing that, especially people who start using it at an early age.
Right, and I always am concerned with young parents who smoke it around young kids, and then the children think, geez, I can probably start smoking around 12, 13, even if their parents don't advise they do it.
Right.
Your concern is, the damage it'll do to these individuals, and then I think that the loss of motivation. Because if you're not a motivated child, and particularly this day and age, you got to be self-motivated. And if you want to, raise children with the right perspectives and the right ideas and the right moral base,
it's tough.
And I love their argument. Their argument is, oh, well, you drink alcohol. You know what? We don't need 2 evils. We got 1 evil out there. We don't need 2.
Yeah.
Hey, you drink alcohol. Yeah, I got the point, buddy.
That's not a good argument as to why you would do anything like legalizing marijuana or other drugs. No, the argument. The only argument I think would be a valid argument is the one I make, and that is that by being illegal, you create this huge criminal element, and that perhaps if they were legal, you'd have a better opportunity to deal with the problem of addiction and to regulate its use.
But doesn't it sound like, the more I get feedback from what's going on in Colorado, it sounds though like that you even create more of a bad element because they're seeping into the states that surround them because they have more access to the product. So this is going to be a good laboratory experiment. If they keep smoking with real human rats.
It is an experiment. It's part of the big social experiment, if you will, which is the United States and the federal system. Speaking of pot, did you hear about the political argument that went to pot? It wasn't that kind of pot, though. A woman was just sentenced in a crock pot beating death. Had you heard about this?
No, that's exciting.
A Detroit woman who was drunk when she killed a friend with a slow cooker, a crock pot, during an argument over presidential politics.
Well, maybe they were listening to your show.
I don't know. I hope not, because she was just sentenced to 23 years in prison. Well, I guess she'll be able to listen to us a lot.
You can do a call-in.
Tawana Sullivan, who has a history of being bipolar, but was declared competent to stand trial, beat Cheryl Livy, 66, at the victim's apartment this past October. Sullivan had a blood alcohol level of 0.41, which is legally drunk.
Yeah.
I wonder which one was on.
Well,
I bet you the one who killed the person with the crock pot had to have been a liberal.
But I do believe that as we head further and closer to the real election, there's going to be a lot of temperaments flare and everything, because this is going to be relatively close, just because of the way the parties are set up. This is not going to be a runaway, I don't think. But I saw today that Bernie. This is amazing. It was in New Hampshire. Did you see that? New Hampshire came out with a preliminary poll, and this is pretty sad for Hillary. She was at 40 percentile, and he was at 30. He was only with 10 points from her. How can that be?
Well, it's New Hampshire for one.
Well, I know.
And the fact that she is just not a strong candidate. I mean, she's got the name recognition. She's got Bill Clinton, one of the savviest politicians in our age, in her corner, but she's still Hillary Clinton. I mean, if you watched that speech of hers the other day, I mean, just her delivery style is just so droll and so, I don't know, staccato is the right. Yes. It was.
I taped it, though. I'm going to play it before I go to sleep every night.
I was going to say you can use that as a sleep aid for sure.
She's a swinging chick, I can tell you that.
I still can't get over that lap dancer metaphor there.
Well, they change our records around. Dancing Queen. Now that the book's out, right?
That's
the Queen?
right. The Queen. That's right.
We might just have to alter our format.
Yeah, well, it's in this day and age, you can be man or woman either way.
Oh, my God. Like I say, I thought I was a Martian when I was 6, so I guess I'm a Martian. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you can, if that's what you want to be, in this day and age, if that's what you want to be, you can be it. And that's the problem with this day and age.
I mean, this story...
We're not dealing with reality.
I know.
We're dealing with
isn't it
what
the
we
truth?
want it to be.
Everybody should know right from wrong, don't you think?
Yeah,
but
well,
all of a sudden, wrong is starting to become right, and right, we're not sure what it... Now, I think I do know right from wrong, and I think I know the direction of certain small group is trying to push this country.
Oh, yeah, definitely. By the way, Al Sharpton, the clock's broken watch or broken clock's right twice a day anyway, but Al Sharpton actually said something I thought that was pretty astute considering him when it had to do with Rachel Dolezal, the white woman claiming to be black.
Right.
He said it wasn't a racial thing, and it wasn't anything other than lack of integrity.
He should certainly know what lack of integrity is, that's for sure.
It takes one to know one.
He could recognize that in a minute.
But at least he got it right on her. Now, if he would just look in the mirror and say that, then he might be going places. But it is. It's lack of integrity, but it's also... We live in a world where we think that, if we want something, we should have it.
Mm-hmm. And you're entitled to it. How about that? You're entitled to it.
And it doesn't matter what that something is. Yeah. Whether it's to be a woman if you're a man, or to be black if you're white, or to be white if you're black. Just deal with reality. Just deal with reality and thank God that you are alive and experiencing reality.
I mean, the other thing is, think about this. Of all the people who ever lived in the history of the world, no one's lived better than the people that are on the earth today.
That's right.
And, half of them act like they're so I love the word oppressed.
Yeah.
Oppressed? What are you talking about? Oppressed is living in a cave.
Yeah.
And oppressed is living in the woods. You don't even know what oppressed is.
We apparently have the right to our own delusions.
Yeah, we have. As Luke is saying, we have the right to our own delusions. Only they can be harmful, and that's part of the problem. Okay, another part of the problem is we only have 2 hours because we're out of time. We're going to have to get some more time. All right, but once again, I want to thank you folks for listening to us, especially during this last half hour, because obviously you can't hear us on the airwaves. So that means that you have gone to extra links either on a daily basis to listen to us on the web or on your smart device, or you do it just because of this half hour, and we so very much appreciate that. And once again, we certainly hope you can come out and join us at Cafe Positano this coming Monday. Going to be a lot of fun. The festivities will start around 4 o'clock or so. We'll do our show live from 5 to 7, and then we'll have a whole lot more fun. caricature artist, the singer and guitar player are going to be there. The Shriners are going to be there. We'll be there, and we certainly hope you will be there as well.